It will be actually a superhero because of the pose, you know? Hi, Fila, or Fila, I'm sorry. I'll just stop the music so you can hear me. Okay, let's see. For that pose, and it's actually maybe we can go for a superhero because it is a pose of a superhero. It may be like also a villain that is kind of feeling himself ever, but you can go for a superhero. But what superhero we want with, like, what is the design we are going with? What is the vibe? What do you think? I'm just doing like a basic structure, but I'm gonna start from the beginning when people are actually here to discuss every single step. Okay, and how am I going with it? So do you hear me well? Okay. Definitely more heroic, I don't know. It is actually heroic. I'm saying we can go for a villain like with a bad expression, like going, as I say, like feeling himself, but it's more of a hero. But what kind of a hero we are going for? Is it like a casual hero, like doing like a shirt and I don't know, maybe like an open shirt, or like an armor, like a Romanian hero, maybe a pharaoh, I don't know. So what do you think? Or let's just wait for the others. Let's see what are the opinions. Or let's just break down the pose, okay? As you can see, the first thing we need to know when you are using like a reference, we can, thank you so much, Des. I'll try my best. Okay, first of all, when we use a reference, we need to analyze the reference, okay? And we don't have to just go for it like the, I don't know, like the exact pose, okay? You can exaggerate, you can do whatever you want to do with the reference. Let's see here. Let's get it in this way. I kinda like to make the legs kinda tall, kinda long. Luffy from One Piece anime. That's not a character design, it is already designed. What are you trying to make me do is like a fan art, but in my style. I'm saying let's design a character like I'm gonna give you like an example. Vampire type, that's cool. Yeah, I already like that. You can join me on Discord if you're not, and send me like a reference like for the clothes. you want to go for, and we are going to go creative with it. I'll give you the link of Discord, and you can hit me with a reference like the cloth and so on. So let's wait for a second. I give you the link. Okay, magical girl. Oh god, you wanna go for a girl? That reference? Hello, Orikpio. You can join me on Discord, and I'm gonna check all the references you are giving me. I'm saying let's focus on that pose. Let's say what we're going to do with it. And before you actually go in like for the references and send me those references, I'm going to, a late medieval explorer of some sort, perhaps. I like that. I like medieval art. I like that medieval armors and so on. If it gives me, that pose is actually giving me like a Romanian, I don't know, like I'll tell you how. I feel like if I'm going to get an armor like this one, I don't know if not like a, like an armor. Just like a rough one for the chest and so on. You already know. That's what I actually like. As you can see here, it's like an armor. And the skirt they were wearing, like, do you see what I'm trying? It is like an armor. I can't remember actually how they look like because I don't have a reference, but that is like the thing I'm trying to. That's how I imagine that. But I also can go for like a shirtless, or not a shirtless, a shirt but it's open. It could be a magical girl armor too. Still a magical girl. Okay, as you say, kinda close enough. It is close enough if I'm going to change lots of things, but I'm gonna keep the muscles for sure. Let's say, magical girl armor. What kind of magical girl armor you're saying? Like, hit me on Discord and send me like a reference. I'm going like for magical girl with muscle. Yep. I know, magical girl with muscle. Our girl. I just need ribbons and hearts. A girly touch to the armor. Aha! Yeah, just girly. Yeah, I got you. Vampires are pretty much magical girls. Yeah. That's awesome. I like the ideas. I still. I don't know, like a flowery armor. And hit it with some butterflies. Someone like She-Hulk. Yep. It can be lots of things, I know. Let's say an armor. Maybe we're in like Yep. What channel should I use for the reference? Okay, let's see. Maybe the art resources. Maybe the art resources. Maybe a Viking lady with a huge weapon on her back. Yep, that would actually be cool also. There are like lots of things. The only thing is that I don't have that much of a media library. Like, I haven't drawn, like, I guess I have drawn a Viking, I don't know, maybe like a year before or something. I'll just look for it. Viking girl. Let's see how this girl going to be like. Yeah, braids. And yep, that will actually look cool. With also an armor and a really like vibe. Let's see. Let's see that. Also like a girl. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah. Let's see. Zamaka actually sent something and I don't know what that will be, but I like it. It is kinda rough, so something like that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, kinda sketchy Viking girl. We're gonna refine that later, but we have to gather all that data. And the vampire, let's see if we're going for a vampire with like a coat or something. Let's see, vampire girl. Let's see the vibe. Let's see if we're going for it. Yeah, I like that. Oreo has sent me some good references. Some Eastern European noble, yeah. Clothing under the armor could be nice. Send riffs on Discord, yeah, I like it. Let's see for the vampire. Again, vampires like, I don't know, that hair. I don't know why they like leather, but they look good when it actually comes to leather. Make the boob. Sorry, the breast's kinda low. And this is like a rough ideas for the, I don't know, for this vampire. That will look actually good. Like that. Any other ideas? Let's see what has been sent. Oh my god. Yeah, let's try this one. It looks kinda fun. Wait. Yeah, it looks fun. There is like a ribbon, like attached. Then there is like a corset or whatever. I'm gonna show you like the reference that has been sent. It looks cool. But it's kinda a web file, I'm sorry. Let's see, here it is. This is like the reference that has been sent. Give that vampire girl a bunny ears. Yep, let's give her a bunny ears. It's all like kinda sketchy and so on. Wow, that looks good, Nay. I love that. Let's continue. I love those ideas actually, that's awesome. Let's continue with this one. The ribbons and so on. And here's like that is awesome. I loved it. I'll tell you like a secret. I don't know if you know that or not, but I haven't designed a character before. I guess it was only my OC, and it is just like a girl with a leg, and that's it. I haven't designed a character like I just came here to take like some ideas so we can, I don't know, create something fun together. Also draw perspective live drawing. You can find any tutorial in YouTube on how to properly draw live drawing of field. Live drawing of field, it is kinda hard to do such a thing like going outside, you know, and trying to... Hey, is that what you mean? Like drawing outside and try to draw something like in perspective and so on? There's like... Yeah, I haven't tried that before, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. Did I skip something on the stream or it was just late? Mark Burnett has a simple landscape video, I think, where he draws a field. I haven't seen that yet, actually, I'm sorry. Bone anatomy. So I want to draw perspective live drawing and I'll study muscle next. I haven't actually studied muscles. I just know how to make it look good. Like kinda maybe 20 to 25% of studying and that's it. But it is fun actually to do. I love the overlaps. Yeah, and that's it for this one. Maybe you can't see it well since it is kinda sketchy, but I'll try to, I don't know, maybe refine that. Let's see. Probably watches that one already. I don't think so. Maybe are talking to Ram. I'm already done with one. Yeah. So let's refine those ideas like one by one. But first, let's see how we actually start drawing that pose in a correct way. You can understand without muscle anatomy. That's pretty impressive. I did start to learn. Do you study an anatomy since when? Actually, I didn't study anatomy like the way artists should study. I have actually explained that later, but I'm going to explain it again. The only thing I actually studied is how to make things look proper and maybe look correct, and that's all. I watched lots of videos, and what hit me is the overlaps. Maybe I'm doing things like in a wrong way, but I kinda sometimes know how to skip that or hide that. I'm not, as Sam does art says, I'm not actually running from my responsibilities, but that's how I actually trying to do. Yeah. I'm going to tell you something, Bumi. If I'm going to draw like zombies and some other stuff, yeah, I need to, going deep for the muscles and so on. But my drawings kinda concentrating on the like the big picture. But I'm going like for like a contest that actually there are like big arts that's concentrating on everything. No, I'm gonna be the last. I'm pretty sure. So guys, let's see how we're going for that pose. First of all, this pose we kinda looking up on it. Okay, so the the rib cage, you're gonna see like this part, the upper part of it. And this is the part which has like the shoulders. We're looking like this. Okay, as you can see here, if you see like the six packs muscles, it is going like this way, going like this way. If it is going like that way, that means like the rib cage is looking like that, which we actually looking from here. Okay, so things is going to wrap around like this. And also the chest muscles, if I'm going to draw it like properly, this is like looking from down below, and the same rib cage from here. So things like the chest is going to be like this. Also, big muscles is going to be like this. If I'm going to see it from down below, so the chest is going to be like this, wrapping like this, and also the pecs is going to wrap like this. So if you're having like a hard time trying to know what you're actually looking at, defining the trying to analyze the pose and so on, you can actually follow those curves. Yeah, the head is looking up, but that doesn't mean we also are looking from like a down view. We are seen under the chin and so on, and so people get like, okay, I'm seeing now under the chin, so I'm looking from below, and that's not actually the case. We are looking up on him. He's just lifting his head, looking up, and that's it. Okay, that is one thing to know what you're actually looking at. So after analyzing, we're gonna start with the gesture drawing. Okay. When I studied the bone anatomy, I always look at the bumps, like the bump in the shoulder blade, bump on the rib cage, bumps. So even without muscle, you can draw a little bit better pose. Yeah, you actually can do that. I'm telling you, it is. I'm telling you how am I actually going to do it. When I go for a pose like this one, I always start with a structure. So now the head, I know it is wrapped like this. As you can see, the eyes is actually wrapped. If we're going to make like, wait. As you can see here in the pose, the eyes is actually wrapping this way. And the eyebrows is also wrapping around. And you can also have like a good idea if you know the head, if you have like some people sometimes they have a difficulty seeing if the head is looking up or not. It is actually by relationship between ears and eyebrows. So if the ears are below the eyebrows, then he's looking up. If the ears is like above the eyebrows, then he's looking down. And as simple as that. Okay. But as I'm seeing here, there is like a chin. So the head is always going to be like this. So the mouth, when you're drawing the mouth, also it's going to wrap. If you're drawing the eyebrows, it's going to wrap. Okay, the lower lid of the eye is kinda going to be like straight line, as you see, but also going like this way. The ears is kinda here. The nose, we're seeing like the lower plane of it. The throat, and so on. Okay. So these for those who have like some difficulties trying to follow the perspective and the roundness of the skull. So for the rib cage, as I said before, we're going to draw like this rib cage. We're gonna see this hole, which the neck is going out of it, and you're gonna see like the collarbones going like that. Okay, but still it wraps around it like this. Okay, we're looking down. Yeah, also the spine area where there is a part called thoracic. It sounds like a yeah, it is. Okay, and since there is a 3/4 view, so lots of things will overlap. And for the hips, we're going to see like a big ellipse. Again, we're looking like that. Big ellipse. I'm trying to make it like a half sphere. So that's how we're going to see it. And the rib cage, like the lower rib cage, you're gonna see it, things attached to the pubic bones. To make it even more clear, since I always draw in a messy way, I'm so sorry for that. going to make it like this. Okay. The rib cage. That is where the pecs are going to go. That's it. For the pubic bones, for the collar bones, it also wraps around like this. Again, we are following the rib cage, we are following the roundness of the rib cage. Drawn perspective lines is also useful to see how much muscles contract from different angles, especially. Actually, when you draw so much, you're not going to use perspective. It's just going to be in your mind while drawing, and that's all. It will like a... You're not going to go for the whole thing, you know? You just imagine the pose and that's it. You just imagine perspective lines and so. So where do you think the horizon line is actually at? Where is the horizon line? Do you know, guys, where is the horizon line? Okay, let's see. Orecpio says right below the shoulders. Let's see if it is right below the shoulders. Some place around that. It is actually not, I'm sorry, Randy, it is not in the belly, because I'm saying we're looking from here. And it is, so we're seeing this. So that means if we're drawing like a horizon line, so that means we're seeing like the upper plane. So it means it is below the horizon line. So it is kinda like on the neck, I guess. Okay. We're still looking, yeah. The whole pose, we are looking not down on him. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, it is above legs, above the shoulders, above the rib cage, and so on. Not in the legs. See? Again. If it is down here, then that's not how the pelvis will look like. The pelvis will look like. This is not how the rib cage will look like. It will be something like this. We're going to see the lower plane. So if we have like the horizon line, this, we're going to see the down, the lower plane. Okay, it is as easy as that, yeah. Again, guys, you need to study. I have missed a lot of fundamentals, but when I got back to it, it actually now kind of made some sense. Okay, we're drawing the legs. If we're gonna draw the legs like a cylinder, it's going to be like this. We are seeing the lower plane, but that does not mean that we have a horizon line down here, because he's actually stretching his leg towards the camera, so it's going to be kinda like a foreshortened. So it is wrapping like that, and this one is wrapping like this. I hope you got it. That's why we need to analyze the pose. Perspective is hard if you're actually studying what is next to the 1 point perspective and the 2 point perspective. It is going to be hard. And I'm not the one who's actually going to teach you something like that. I'm sorry, I don't even know anything about the 3 point perspective and so on. But if you're gonna master like the human body, you need the 2 point perspective. It is actually the thing to go for. In some poses, it is too hard to know what you're actually doing. See, even in that pose, I'm not actually going looking also down, because some things will be like kinda squished and so on. The legs is not going to be that long. But I'm kinda going like, it is like maybe like here. Like in this one I'm drawing, maybe the horizon line is kinda right here. So I'm not going for the same, just the pose, but not the same angle. Okay, so let's see. It's good. When things happen, I like to think how much does the leg deviate from standard proportions, since I wish I'm actually analyzing these things the way you do, guys. I don't do it that way. Yeah, I've been studying perspective for years, but not really studying it deeply, so I didn't know. Let's just skip ads. I don't know how to do perspective, that's it. Thank you so much. Just a second, No, not BRB. I'm sorry. My kid was like crying, but now she's not. Okay, let's refine this one to draw the things we are actually going for. So, a girl or a man. Let's just draw like a simple head, like a cartoonish. Okay. Oh, I'm using Clip Studio Paint and this texture pen, the one I'm using for the sketches. Okay. I can also use the real G pen. That is kinda cool. Drawn birds. Oh my god. I have not actually drawn. When I actually started drawing, I used to draw like lots of animals because I love drawing animals, actually, especially horses. Okay, but for tips for drawing birds is actually the tip I'm going to give if you are going to draw like anything. If you're going to draw like anything, you're going to start with a structure. So if I'm going for a bird type, like I'm trying to draw like a bird, still you have to draw the structure and the basic shapes. It is like going, if I'm going to draw like a head, I'm going for a circle. And if I'm going to draw the body, even though I'm going to overlap things, just capturing the whole shape of it. And is it looking down or is it looking up? The same as I'm going for a head for a human being. Okay, things are wrapping around. This thing is still wrapping around like a bird, and so on. It is just how you can actually use the basic shapes in your favor. And that's it. Okay, here you go, because I don't know the actual anatomy about it, like the feather. Let's zoom out. Okay. And that's it. That's only a sketching way to do it. Okay? Yeah, simplification. When you're drawing an opposite gender, do you feel it's easier or harder? I kinda learn better at man anatomy, even though actually when I'm trying to draw like females, I don't need. Thank you, Boomy. I don't need to. You are welcome, Flying Frog. Actually, I don't need to draw too much muscles and pumps and so on. Males have like hard edges, lots of hard edges. Females kinda have those curvy edges. So if you wanna go for a male or a female, yeah, it is kinda not always the same. For the male, the trapezius, this part is kinda pronounced. The muscles is kinda also pronounced. If you're going for a female and you draw like a muscled female, yeah, it is going to help to learn. But there are not too much differences, only like the hips are kinda wider, the breasts, and so on. If you're drawn like a muscled girl, you're not going to actually see much difference. Down on the shoulder plane though, so neck makes sense since we don't look down or above it. Up to it. That's the case, Boomy. Okay, let's go again for the character. When I'm going live, I have like lots of questions that I don't actually end up the topic. So let's see. Again, I'm going for the head, the eyes. Let's kind of draw like an angry man. Yeah, I kind of draw better when the muscle is more showy than slim. Yeah, that's actually it. I have actually tried. There is like a video. I have tried like the muscled. I've drawn like the female bodies and also the male bodies. And for the male bodies, I found it kind of harder to draw the slim one. Believe it or not, I draw like a slim one and the muscled one. It was hard for me to draw the slim one. Okay. Let's see. When I go for a character, I start with drawing like the whole body first, as if it is naked, and then I lower the opacity to draw the clothes on, and then erase the parts I don't need. Hey. I wanna tell you something, guys. I wanna change my drone style. I don't know why, but I wanna change my drone style. And I don't even know what to actually do with it. My drone style is, for this one, I'm kinda drawing like more of like a straight lines, but I don't usually do straight lines. I usually go for curves, but since this is like a male figure, so I'm just going for it. Nails used to be hard for me since they were sometimes look less dynamic in static poses. Yeah. But dynamic poses is also not that easy, man. Again. The optics. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm sorry if I'm not talking that much. If you have any questions, like, hit me with it. The head is kinda too small. Let's see. Sometimes you need to zoom out to see the whole thing. We can actually make it small as much as we want. Okay. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, guys. Let's just go with this. Okay. Now I have the whole pose. I don't know, seems like there's something is not cool. Yep. Okay. So I lower the opacity and then go for this one. And for this one, let's keep the original one and the male pose. And for this one, I'll just now drop the opacity. Let's just to see, because I'm not actually seeing from those sketchy lines, so I'm gonna drop some values on those. Again, I'm only using like the round brushes, just the round brushes. Okay, let's go. Rhino Tuna's course right now. Rhino Tuna is actually one of the greatest when it comes to character design, but I have found someone that I actually, when I saw his art or her art, I don't know, actually I just started to think about myself. I just needed to change my style badly when I saw this guy. I'll give you the link of his channel. Wait a second. He's actually like a elite tier. Let's see what was his channel name. It was like 5E. I don't know. Let's see. Wait a second. Oh, 58MW. He is like great. He is like great character designer. Here is the link of his channel. He's a great teacher. He does not even talk on his. Yeah, if you're talking about Rhino Tuna, yeah, he is a great teacher. But the one I'm sending to you is not actually. He's not actually talking. Sorry about that. I got him recommended as well yesterday. What a coincidence. Actually, I saw him yesterday. Man, he's great. This guy is great. He actually, I was like blown away. And I really, after seeing his drawings, man, I just started to think like a lot. I need to change my drawing right now, my drawing style right now. He's so great. I don't even know he is, but the art is something. It is actually something else. He's great, man. He's just like doing only streams. I don't even. He's not even putting his Instagram or Twitter or whatever handle. He's just doing it, like going for streams and do that stuff. Here I'm just laying some flat colors, but in black and white, so I can see the lines below. the lines below of the body sketch. Okay, if I'm going to drop this one. Yep. Oh my god, that looks, I don't know, not cool at all. It's very unique too. I don't know, I feel my style is kinda like just a style. You know? That's all, like a style. Which like semi-realism, anime-ish, and that's it. I don't feel like doing something creative. For real. That actually makes it hard for me. This is a thumbnail. Thank you so much. Boomy, you are the great. Nice, that's new one. That was from a paid site like close on. No, actually, he's doing like stream. Let's see what we're going to do with that guy, man. Okay, let's just drop that. Okay, now let's merge all these selected layers and start again, but in a very neat kind of drawing. So guys, for the line art, wait a second, the great thing about styles is they can evolve. Yeah, I actually wanna change my style badly. I don't know where I'm going with that. I'll just keep the line quality because my line quality is kinda, I don't know, kinda, I feel it is kinda recognizable and kinda good. But I'm trying now to change that. I don't know if it's going to evolve, but let's see. Okay, I sometimes use, not sometimes, actually all the time, I use the mapping pen for a sharp lines. Okay, I leave it like for the size and the opacity, they change. I When you're using like a brush like this one, you need to actually know when to press hard and when you just draw the thin lines. I don't know, when I'm drawing this kind of stuff, I end up going for a realistic approach. Some artists make their lines darker when overlap happens, so that's fun to see. Yeah, actually, I do it like following like my intuition, and that's all. Sometimes other artists, like if the light is coming from here, so they just to end up thickening the shadow parts and going for it like this. For the overlapping parts, yeah, they gonna thicken this one and they just going for this in a thin way. That's called omito. Okay, let's see. like how you do line art, it kind of satisfying how the line weight and the separation looks so smooth. Thank you so much, but it's actually since the stabilization is at 100%, so it helps a lot. I'll show you the difference. Look, if I have the stabilization at 100%, so even if I'm going to try and draw fast, there will be a lag. But if the stabilization is like at say 6%, so I'm going so fast, but that will not be as smooth as this one. It seems like it is smooth, but I'm actually drawing so fast, so it won't end up like if I'm drawing like this, kinda find it kinda wobbly sometimes. So I need the stabilization at 100% to give me that look. Okay, like kinda a lag, but still the program is doing what it's actually doing best. Let's zoom in. It is actually how you control your brush. It helps a lot and it makes your drawings kinda looks unique. That's why I like the comics, the artists, because they use like the inking and so on. It just looks satisfying, as you say. Stabilization, since on paper you can actually draw much slower and still get, yeah. I haven't drawn traditionally like very long time ago. I'm guilty with that. I need to actually draw like some traditional, because when I just started drawing traditionally. But now I'm not actually drawing anything traditional. Don't forget, things are wrapping around. Looking at the arm like this way, so these things is going to wrap around. Okay, it's not that much of a wrap, but you need to change that. Okay, so let's wrap things around it in a good way. Yeah, that's better. Digitally as well. Yeah, I actually use drawn digitally like a lot. Let's go with the pumping here. If you're also struggling like drawing a the pumps and the anatomy and so on, you can actually go for the big cylinder, and then you're gonna have to have like adding muscles above it. Okay, you like the muscle, just look for the pumps and that's it. Okay, and again another cylinder, and you go for like you are actually drawing like someone wearing a shirt, and then just erase the unwanted lines, and that's all. So go for the structure first, and then you can add whatever you want to add. One thing I don't like stabilization is how slow it is. F15. That's okay. You just go for what it feels best for you. Good. Okay. I don't know, something is off. But let's continue and let's see after we finish. I'm always showing you how I actually doing it, but that's not the final result. Okay, when I was a kid, I was actually as any kid, but I was kinda good at it. Okay, and when I'm saying a kid, I was like 13, 14 years of age. So I was kinda having like the talent, I don't know, but I actually stopped. Then I came back like 15 years later. So I started at the age of 34 maybe, which is like 2020, like the end of 2019. And that's when I started to draw again. So as I'm like a living example of it's never too late. 2 years ago, but I did draw as a kid as well. Yeah, that's awesome. I actually, when I was a kid, I drew like a lot, like a lot. And I was going like for contests and so on, but I just stopped, man. I wish I had that mentality when I was young, but you know, things are not just going like as we want it to go. We also didn't have that much of a guidance, so it was hard. Guidance is important in these cases. Start of a pandemic. Actually, that's how I started. That's how I actually not. I'm not going to say like started, but that's when I have seen some improvement. That's when I started to be consistent with drawing. And that's it. The pandemic actually made me draw. Let's go. So I'm telling you something like if I'm going to draw, if I'm actually chose this to be like the light direction. So if I'm going to draw like a button here, I'll just going to press hard in that area. And that's it, guys. It is the illusion of shadows. Now, yeah, and then press hard in here. Now there are some shadows. And that's it. not pressing that hard on that side since it is going to be hit with light. But if you find you wanna actually press that hard, go for it. Actually, as I said, I'm just going for what I think looks cool, not just anything else. Yeah, having more free time made me also develop my art in a good way. It's better to pursue drawing. For me, it is live and go ways. Actually, for me, it was Rake. I have seen his art and how he actually draws like human bodies. And this pose actually I took from the package he was streaming like, I don't know, a day ago or 2 days ago. So I liked the pose and I decided to go for it for like this episode. Yeah, like say I started drawing seriously in 20, yeah. Started up straight away like in 2019, but didn't take it seriously. Yeah, we don't actually take anything seriously until we see that we have wasted so much time. Then we think again. It is Rake. Just search for Rake. His handle is Rake on Instagram, and that's on Instagram. But here on YouTube, he is also going for live streams, which I like a lot. I follow along with his art and his live streams, and I learned a lot from him. Just the way he draws like girls and just the way he draws bodies is actually impressive. And as you can see here, I'm also adding some shadows like an ambient occlusion because this sheet is overlapping this sheet, so there is like a space between both of them. That's why it will make some shadow here. Yeah, I like Craig's figure drawing stream. It is awesome, actually. It is awesome. I'm not going for, lines. The lines, I'm just doing like dots. If I'm not certain about something, I'm just going for dots. I don't know, he looks so girly. And that's kinda weird for me. But I'll just go for it for the sake of this tutorial. Let's get back. Thanks to all of you who are actually subscribing to my channel. I do appreciate it like a lot. You're helping me a lot, and for that I'm so thankful. I really like that you'll talk about perspective on these streams since people are often confused about the topic. It is confusing, man. I have to admit, perspective is confusing. but it was kinda confusing when I started, but now it is not that much of a confusing topic for me. Like back when I started, people one time. I'm going to tell you something. If you're going for perspective just for the sake of drawing some, like, just following what you're actually seeing, just okay, you have to apply. That's it. You have to apply what you're actually trying to learn. If you are applying the application, I'm now good at perspective. If I'm saying, hey, I'm good at perspective, so that's cool. You know how to draw a human figure with perspective? That's it. You draw a human figure with perspective. Do you know how to draw basic shapes in perspective? It is not just about, yeah, I know that I can draw a horizon line and a box above and a box below, but how to use that to draw. Thank you so much, Rain. Man, let's just make him, I don't know, it's kind of looking weird. Let's give him let's see. I don't know, let's give him a Buffy paints or something. Why does it look so weird? Maybe for this part, I guess so. And that's it, guys, for this one. But let me see something. Maybe we can show like a little of the planes, since we are actually, as I said before, it is wrapping like this. It is going towards the viewer. So let's make these things like kinda also wrapping like this. So it is going to be kind of shortened, so let's make it even shorter and just squish this part out of it. And that's it for this one. Cool. Looks so weird. I guess the torso is kinda long, so let's make it a little bit short. And how I know that, I just eyeball it. That's all. Thank you so much. Thank you, Boomies. Thank you, Quack. I can feel the magic. I'm so happy you do. Okay, let's do another quick one. Which one you want to do? The quick one. Like the vampire one, the Viking girl, the armor girly one. Okay, let's see which one we're going for. It is good. Thank you so much, Flying Frog. I'm actually going to draw, just you can choose another one. I'm going to draw the rest, I guess, off camera, so I can make like the thumbnail and so on. I guess this one also is kinda wrong. Let's wrap things in a good way. I have seen like a good tip before if I have like an arm like this one and another one, the like overlapping. I have seen like a good tip is to draw it like this. See, just go like that. This triangle. And then this way. And that's it. And it looks cool. So you gotta try that also while drawing. Yeah, it looks good, I think. Thank you so much. It's like a fencing artist. I kinda picture him doing a fencing. Oh, wow. Actually, I have pictured this now. It does look like that. I like that. We need to make this to follow the perspective, so let's make it a little bit higher. And this one. Yeah, I like this one. By the way, for the future, you need to improve the mic quality. Sometimes the voice break into computer voice. I'm trying to. I guess I'm going to buy a mic. I'm so sorry for that. When I'm actually, yeah, I know what you mean. I just don't have the solution yet. I'm so sorry. I'll fix that. No worries. And thank you so much for the advice. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. As you can see here, I'm trying to fix some things, and that's not actually because I'm damn good about anatomy. I just feel like something is off. That's all. And don't know what that is, but I'm trying to fix things so I can, when I finalize these ones, I just be on a solid base. So it is not a finalized version. So let's go for another one, just as a quick one. Let's go for the bunny. Let's see how we're going to go for it. Let's merge those ones also. And go for it. Let's see. Let's skip the ads for now. I'm so sorry for the ads. I'm just trying to skip it from here. That does not look good at all. Let's see, guys. Okay, that's not a... Seems like horns. Let's like give this one a... One is like going down and the one is kinda going up. I don't know where that was. Let's see. Other face is cute. Thank you so much. What do you find it hard to draw when you're actually going for like a human body and so on? If you are actually trying to draw human bodies. For me, it will be the perspective of the human body, yeah. You can actually go for something like easier, not just like the boxes and so on. Like the rib cage and the pelvis, just go for these ones. And that's all. Just determine this line and this line. Don't go for the boxes. I don't go for the boxes that much. The female breast not hips. Yeah, the whole torso. Actually, for the breasts, I just go like the same as I will go for the man. I just make it just a little bit bigger and kinda following the gravity. So if I'm going doing like the collarbones like this, and the chest of a man is going like this one. So I'm going for the girl for this. That's it. And that's all. Yeah, I'm guilty of using lots of circles, and I don't like that anymore. Actually, I want to change, as I said, I want to change like the style of it. I want to use more of like more of straight lines. Let's just stop right here. Oh, and shoulders struggle with when they rise up. I'll give you some tips about that. When they rise up, as you can see here, if I'm drawing like the rib cage, like the 3/4 view, I'm pretty sure that this side of the collarbone is actually longer than this side. Okay, so I just hang like a sphere on here. Okay, what is the new one? I'm sorry. Okay, so the rib cage is kind of in the other shoulder, so I'm not doing like a fully circle. I'm just drawing a part of it. Okay, and then I go for, if in that one, I'm just going here for the cylinder. Okay, so if I'm going to take this one out, if I'm going to take this one out, okay, I'll just wrap the shoulders around, and that's all. And if I'm going to wrap this thing around, so it's gonna be kinda like this guy here. The shoulders is like just going up and then wrapping, leaving some part. No, maybe just some part. So sorry. I don't know, things got messed up. Just a second. Wrist device. I have a hard time connecting the wrist to the shoulder muscle. It is actually, it is going to, eventually you're gonna get things up and you're gonna get things together. I'm so sorry for that. So if I'm going to draw, like, again, a shoulder, it is all about that curve. It is all about that curve. So the shoulder, as you can see here, this curve is continuing and this one is kinda behind it. I know seeing is not always like trying yourself, but you can actually, there are some things you can actually do to just make things look kinda cooler, and that's all you need to know, that there are like the deltoid or the shoulder is actually overlapping the chest. That's all. So when this part moves like up or down, if it's going to move like down, it is still going to be hiding the back muscle or the chest muscle. So if it's going to move like up, then we're gonna see more of the back muscle, and that's all. As I said before, it is actually the overlapping parts. So we're gonna see all of the chest. That's it. I'm still at the stage where I try to go cylinders, muscle, and this is helpful. I like going for muscles, not all the muscles actually, because I don't even know all the names and so on. But going from cylinders to muscles is actually very helpful. I don't know why this one is not going to be deleted. So if you need to actually, if you can analyze this one, so it is, as I said, rib cage. We are seeing like the upper part of it, this the neck one, and the bones is kinda wrapping around. Okay, the rib cage is going this way again because it is wrapping like this, because we are actually looking down, as I said. So it will be like this. The other one, just a little bit of this neck showing, but you're gonna see the rib cage like this, because we're going to see from here. So things will be wrapping like this. I like how I drew female breast, because even though they are aging 20s, the breast was looking saggy and look an old woman's breast. Actually, that is how a breast should look like. It is saggy. What actually happens is they trying to wear like push-up bras and so on. But if the breast is small, so it's not going to be as much as saggy as if it is a big one. It has to be saggy. It follows it follows the gravity. It follows the gravity. So it has to be saggy. Okay. Let's get back to, oh my god, I guess I have, no, here it is, I'm sorry. And again, there is like, I'm guilty of drawing the torso, the hips kinda low. And that's it. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this one, because I actually did. And I'm so sorry if I haven't answered all the questions, if I missed one or something. But it was so helpful, guys. The ideas I got from you, it was so helpful and I liked it so much. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And I really hope you enjoy every single stream and my videos. So I guess I'll wrap those two ones and I'm going to post them later if you wanna practice like coloring and so on. So thank you so much guys again, and thank you Randy, and see you guys all later. Goodbye. I don't know how to pronounce. Thank you Boomy, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh my god, I can't end up. Something happened. Save as, I got desktop. And here we go. So we won't miss it. And oh my god. I don't know, something just happened and it crashed.